Growing up, people always assumed that the chubby kid wasn't good at sports. But that all changed when wrestling started. Okay, well, kind of changed. I mean, I did still suck at everything else. I was one of the best wrestlers on our team, but I was also one of the fattest. Finally, all those days dipping my chicken nuggets into fudge was paying off, and they all said I'd regret it. Ha! Now, usually being fat in wrestling isn't necessarily a good thing because there are weight divisions, but we didn't have enough kids to do that, so it was kind of just a free-for-all. And amongst that chaos, I shine. Our wrestling team was coached by the young, cool intern teacher. He was the kind of teacher who would play Eminem during poetry class. And no disrespect, I'm glad he took the time to coach us, but I'm not so sure he fit in too well with our class. Alright guys, let's get out there and try our best. Right guys, let's do it! How about it? Okay, fine, just start hitting each other. So school wrestling is pretty much just aggressive hugging, which is definitely not for pleasure. The noises are a sign of effort. If you're not grunting, you're not trying. And the unitards are for flexibility. Hey, there is nothing erotic about rolling around on the floor with your bros. You're being weird. It's not my fault no girls were on the team. So the objective of wrestling is to not leak fluids. Tears, blood, other things. And after that, the rest of the rules kind of don't matter. But pretty much you battle it out with the other person attempting to be in control. And by doing so, you get points. After a certain number of rounds, there's a winner. So here are all the things I learned from wrestling. Yeah, I learned nothing. I pretty much just had one move. Wait till they start to grab me, then I would just put all my weight on them until they fell. You just got pancakes, son! And you could just see the disappointment in their face after losing to such an untalented wrestler. It was like when you lost to your friend who had never played Smash Bros before solely due to the fact that they just kept spamming one move. What I do remember though is the fear of losing. A full crowd of people cheering while you get pummeled doesn't really stroke the ego. Whoa! This is awesome! I still sometimes get triggered by clapping. Because we were all kids with fragile egos, people really took it to heart if they lost. I remember after beating this one guy, I went to shake hands, you know, that regular sportsmanship thing. And after, as I was turning away, he tripped me. Oh, what are you, too good for a 12-year-old to sit on you? Be glad I didn't accidentally push on your bladder and that you didn't accidentally wet yourself. Hey, that's been happening to some people. Moving along, there was always that one kid who was just there to hurt people. He's either gripping as hard as he can on random limbs or trying to push people over, and we just all watched. It's this weird moment where the one kid is clearly being a jerk, but he's not technically breaking the rules, so he kind of just watched this other kid slowly die. One of the things I found really weird was having a commentator. We were all derpy kids essentially frolicking on some mats, so there really wasn't much to comment on. But I gotta hand it to him, he definitely tried to bring the hype. In this corner, weighing in at 98 pounds, it's John Smith. And in this corner, weighing in at you fat, it's chubby fat boy. And watch out folks, because he looks hungry. Stop fat shaming me. Looks like Hungry Hippo is starting to flap his gums. Really, dude? So let's get started. I hate you. I'll admit though, there were a few matches that I lost, and I probably shouldn't have been so cocky the whole time. Help! So yeah, that was wrestling. I made a lot of I'm chubby jokes in this one, but was too lazy to draw a second body. Sorry. Every time I mention that I used to be chubby, the next question is always, oh, how'd you lose the weight? And I always wish I had a more inspiring answer, but it was mainly puberty, which isn't really helpful to anybody. And yeah, that feels like a good ending point. Not helpful to anybody.